Please be seated. Good evening. My name is Mark Bernard, the proud principal of East Islip High School. On behalf of our Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, faculty, staff, and the class of 2021, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 94th Annual Commencement Exercises of the East Islip School District. At this time, I'd like you to please stand for the salute to our flag, led by Sophia Wurst. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Marie Tohill.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. And now, singing the East Islip alma mater is Kelly Carlin, Haley Lamachia, Hannah Lemp, and Caitlin Rice. The words of this song are by Martha Schaefer, the class of 41, to the tune of the Palisades.
The voices of our students mingle in friendship and in loyalty, as now we offer up our homage in this our tribute song to thee. And when our high school days are over, the standards that are do or die will linger and remind us ever of the dear old EI.
Thank you, ladies, Mr. Neske, Mrs. Asfalt, and the high school band. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge some members of the Eastside Sub-School community who worked tirelessly to make today's ceremony possible. Board of Education, Mrs. Jessica Carney, President, Mr. Chris Zachary, Vice President, Mr. Carpluck, Trustee, Mr. Montori, Trustee, and Mrs. Walsh, Trustee. Our District Administration, Mr. Dolan, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Manzo, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction and Personnel, Mr. Stephen Harrison, Assistant Superintendent for Business, and Dr. Bells, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Administration. Our district-wide directors, Dr. Anderson, Director of Humanities, Mr. Stanton, Director of Career and Student Services, Dr. O'Rourke, Executive Director of Special Education, Mr. Pelletieri, Director of Math and Science, Mr. Restivo, Director of Athletics, Dr. Wadawa, Director of Art, Music, and World Languages, and Mr. Zeisowitz, the Executive Director of Student Achievement and Instructional Technology. Also like to thank our high school administration, Assistant Principals, Mrs. DeVersa, Mr. Seifert, and Mr. Nolan. Also our Cleary administration, Dr. Sims, the Executive Director, Mrs. Elise Becker-Santa, PPS Administrator, Mrs. Kersner, Cleary Principal, and Mrs. Hurley, the Assistant Principal. Also, I would be remiss if I did not mention my secretarial staff, who has worked tirelessly to put this day together. Mrs. Graffinino, Mrs. Zamiti, Mrs. Anatra, Mrs. Zeman, Mrs. Weissman, Mrs. Gick, Mrs. Kaler, and Mrs. Harrison. Also like to thank head custodian of the building, Mr. Gonzalez, and the plant and facilities manager, Anthony Gagliano. And also like to thank all the buildings and grounds crew who set this up for us today, as well as our building custodial staff. What do I say to a class that has endured so much? We have demonstrated many of the skills necessary for success. So instead, I wrote a letter of recommendation for the class of 2021 that they can use for any prospective employer or college. Dear prospective employer or college, I am writing today to recommend the class of 21 graduates and hope you can consider them for any opportunities that you have to offer. They come to you with many skills that will make them successful in any position that you may have available. It is known that employers and colleges are looking for candidates that can contribute to an organization with skills such as perseverance, resiliency, flexibility, and determination. Throughout their lifetime, they have developed these skills with the help of their parents, teachers, coaches, and supportive family members. Over the past 2 years, they have honed such skills and are ready to accept any challenge placed before them. Since last March, they have learned how to connect and collaborate with others using Teams, Google Classroom, Zoom, and many other platforms with little or no prior training. They have demonstrated patience and determination as they attach their assignments with great hope that they found their way into the hands of their beloved teachers. As the 2021 school year started, their flexibility was challenged with attending school 2 days, then 4 days, and eventually 5 days per week. They learned from home and navigated multiple online resources, including but not limited to Kahoot, Nearpod, Kami, Pear Deck, Quizlet, to name a few. As advocates for their grandparents, parents, neighbors, and family, they patiently persevered to find vaccination appointments using an overwhelmed online system. They endured shortened sports seasons with limited spectators, outdoor concerts where they learned the value of clothespins, and celebrations with only selected guests. They even set up the live stream before they left for these events so their family members and friends could watch from their home. They have endured, they have persevered, and they are stronger because of it. For these reasons, you, the class of 21, are ready for the next journey on which you are to embark. Congratulations. We are so proud of what you have accomplished. We hope that you will cherish the moments made here at East Islip High School, and remember, never hide your EI pride. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the salutatorian, Taylor Casale.
As a preface to this speech, I would like to say I'm extremely nervous. Good evening, and thank you to the Board of Education, administrators, teachers, families, and the class of 2021 for being here today. It is truly an honor to stand up on this stage in front of you all as salutatorian. If anyone here knows me, they know I hate public speaking, or speaking at all for that matter, and this requires a lot of courage. So, I've never written a speech before, even thought about it until about a week before today. Actually, it was last Sunday. I wrote this before that. So if you're wondering, yes, I'm a procrastinator, and I've waited until the last minute for every other assignment in my life, including, but not limited to, reading The Great Gatsby and watching the movie in one night. Since this is the first time a lot of you are hearing me speak, some other things about me is that my favorite movie is The Dark Knight, and I'm in love with Harry Styles. This speech proved to be an extreme challenge to me. I'm not funny, inspirational, motivational, or sentimental. Back in the beginning of the school year, my boyfriend, Marcus, would constantly ask me what I was going to say at graduation when I was salutatorian. I would always get so mad at him and say nothing because that's not going to happen. Obviously, I was wrong, and I'm sorry, Marcus. So what am I supposed to say to all of you? If I said some advice to you all that I found off of a Google search, I would be extremely hypocritical because I have a hard time listening to advice myself. This was also very hard for me because I kept thinking what others would think of me during this speech. Even though I've gone to school with most of you for 12 years, and you've all seen the questionable outfits I used to wear in middle school, or my bangs phase in elementary school, I am still afraid of being judged. I am scared to say the wrong things or not say the right things, even though I'm sure about 60% of you are not listening, and 95% of you will forget about this in an hour. All I know is the right thing to say is thank God we have made it to this point in our lives. I know we are all ready to get out of high school, even though it has provided us with so many great memories and friends. I know that I have only held a conversation with about 10 of you here tonight, but I know you all will do great things in your lives. I actually don't know that, but I think that's what you're supposed to say. Many people have told me that doing the thank yous is boring and repetitive, but nonetheless, here they are. Thank you to the administrators, guidance counselors, and teachers in East Islip who have made our years here great and allowed us to succeed as high school graduates. I'm extremely thankful that Mr. Dolan and the state of New York has allowed us to only have one graduation, so I only have to go through the horror of making this speech in front of a crowd once. A special thank you to Dr. Costa for being the cutest man alive, Mr. Stapleton for letting me cry in his classroom for 4 years straight, and Mr. Mequia for giving me the courage to do this speech. Thank you to all of my great friends and family for keeping me sane during this school year and dealing with my constant complaining about doing this speech. When asking for advice on this speech, a response I have heard from everyone is to keep it short so as to not bore the crowd, so that is what I'm doing. We have all succeeded and learned in a time which I thought seemed like the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, and although I do love The Walking Dead, it is not how I want to live my life. We have made amazing memories in this school that will stick with us for a lifetime. Although I will miss the constant laughs and memories in East Islip High School, I'm excited for what's to come. I know we are all going to miss signing into the bathroom, but there are great things in the future for all of us, and I wish all of my fellow graduates the best of luck wherever life takes you. Congratulations to the class of 2021. I'll miss you all.
Thank you, Taylor. 50 years ago, the men and women sitting to my left attended commencement services here at East Islip. Their high school was built on a cabbage field, which I learned today, and they were one of the first classes to graduate from the current building. Their hearts were filled with hope and dreams, just like the class of 2021. It is my pleasure to recognize them as they have returned to accept their 50-year diploma. And I also hear that they have a very busy weekend planned. 50-year graduates, as you hear your name, please stand and remain standing until all names have been announced. Audience, please hold your applause until all names have been called. Mary Ann Case Birmingham. Donna Matuska Catone. Janet Babbitts Donaldson. Joy Solovitz Fershine. Susan Heller Fisher. Stanley Fuzia. Andrew Galasso. Michael Henke. Don Horan. Maria Lepore Hunsicker. Barbara Romaine Kaysen. David W. Calloway. Perry Kent. Carol Agagos King Jaswal. Hildegard Hertig Kopp. Kathy Bukuglia Laduca. Gary Maciejewski. Barbara Ann Scalabro Mers. Suzanne Petro Montalbano. Joseph Montori. Evan Newman. William Schaefer. Deborah Fox Schechner. Stephen Schechner. Nancy Rupp Schultes. Gloria Manfredi Smith. Randy Stafford. Kathleen Gribben Toretta. Greg Toretta. Thomas Toretta. Nancy McBride Way. Ann Jones Worley. Beth Owens Whitney. And Deborah Virgil Woods. And Robert Wurst. Congratulations, our 50-year graduates. It's a pleasure to have you here with us this evening. I would also like to mention that Mrs. Worley is the aunt of one of our graduates, Louis Sincomani. And Mr. Robert Wurst, the grandfather of Sophia Wurst. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian, Shannon Wadika. Good,
Thank you, Mr. Bernard. I would like to begin by congratulating all the students graduating today and by thanking everyone who has helped us get here. It is because of all of our hard work and the support given by our families, friends, teachers, coaches, counselors, administration, and so many other important figures in our lives that we are here today. When I found out that I was valedictorian, I was of course so happy and proud. I had set this goal for myself many years ago, and I couldn't believe that I had actually achieved it. It was also exciting at first, but then I remembered I have to give a speech now. I had no clue where to begin, and there's no Quizlet for this. So I asked Google, what should be in a valedictorian address? There were many answers, but the common theme was inspiration. Google also told me that most speeches shared some kind of inspirational quote, and then I started to panic. Who am I to inspire people? What do I possibly have to say that is going to inspire 330 graduating high school seniors? After reading through many great inspirational quotes, I found this one. Instead of letting your hardships and failures discourage or exhaust you, let them inspire you. It resonated with me the most. Is this not what we have been doing for the last 15 months? I'm sure we can all agree that no matter what was going on in our lives before, COVID threw all of us a curveball. There was no shortage of challenges or hardships in this past year and a half. Some of us had to live with the constant worry of someone who worked in the thick of it every day, while others had to watch loved ones fight a losing battle with this virus. Some of us became responsible for our younger siblings while our parents were at work all day. These hardships became our reality, and we took inspiration from them in order to make the future better. We kept practicing our instruments, even though we didn't know if we would have an ensemble to play in. We kept working out, even though we didn't know if we would have a team to play on. Some of us used our time wisely and learned a new skill, thanks to YouTube, or worked independently on a community service project. Some of us embraced the downtime and spent more quality time with our families. We were able to bring some positives into the negative situation. Next, I needed the actual inspiration part. It took me a while to realize this, but our class has been truly inspiring all along. We did not give up and pushed to bring our lives back to normal. As some of you may know, I had the opportunity to have lunch with Mr. Dolan, Mr. Bernard, Ms. Pignataro, and some other school administrators. At this lunch, the conversation snaked back to COVID, like it always has since last March. And they talked about how worried they were about what the school would look like this year. They wanted so badly to give us a year filled with not only education, but all of the extras. What I realized from this conversation was that because of all of our hard work and our determination to get back to normal, our teachers, administrators, and the Board of Ed were fighting to give us what we deserve. Why? Because we inspire them to do better and to provide us with as much normal as possible. All of our little actions were seen. All of our determination to keep doing what we loved was seen. All of our emails were not just read, but acknowledged. We kept working and moving forward, and we inspired others to do the same. We kept thinking outside the box to figure out our new normal, and the adults in our lives followed suit. What is most important for everyone to take away from this story is that our ability to come together and fight for what we want is truly inspiring. Our ability to wake up every morning and work towards goals to better ourselves and others is inspiring. It is the little things. Inspiration does not have to come in the form of grand gestures. Some of us just showed up to a board meeting or sent an email to voice our concerns and thoughts. These actions seem little, but they added up to create the change we wanted to see. Everyone is inspiring in their own way too, and I know that we will continue to inspire others in the future. Every career is inspiring in its own way. Some of you are planning to become teachers, inspiring young minds for generations to come. Some of you want to pursue a career in medicine or as some type of therapist, inspiring patients to get healthier and overcome illnesses and injuries in order to live their best lives. Some of you want to fight for the environment or for the little guy who can't fight for himself in order to create the change you want to see in the world. And some of you are making the ultimate selfless decision to join our military and work to keep our country safe. You don't get much more inspiring than that. All that being said, our path to graduation has not been typical. This year, we lived by the motto, improvise, adapt, overcome. It may have been difficult sometimes, but I truly believe that this is what makes our class so special. We found ourselves in new, challenging situations. Whether it was cohort classes, Space Department music ensembles, or shortened sports seasons, we were always able to make the best out of our situations, and we appreciated whatever we could get. We learned what worked and what didn't. We learned that even though it was easy to get away with certain things during online classes, that was not a good way to learn. We also learned that sometimes the students could actually be the teachers. We helped our teachers navigate Google Classroom and taught them how to become more comfortable using internet browsers and sharing their screens. We were part of an evolution in education which transformed education from a brick-and-mortar school building to the far-reaching world of the internet, also known as our bedrooms. We played a part in the development of a new way of learning and teaching. One of the most important things that we all learned was that school is not just a place where you go to some classes to learn about math or science. It is where you see your friends and discover your passions. School is so much more than a place we go to for 9 periods. I'm sure whether you love school or you hate it, there was something you really missed about it once we couldn't go. Although we started the year with minimal sports and extracurriculars, in the end we got them all. Thankfully, we did get to have all of our important lasts this year, even if they did look a little different. Everyone, from parents to administrators to teachers to my fellow classmates, made sure that somehow we would get our lasts. I will be forever grateful that our school year ended on a high note. I have never felt the EI pride more than I have in the past few months. In thinking about all the lasts, however, I couldn't help but think about all the firsts. It is our firsts that shaped us into who we are. It is our firsts that excited us and kept us awake at night. It is our firsts that bonded us as a class. We shared our first taste of independence together as we climbed up the steps of the big school bus in kindergarten. We shopped by ourselves for the first time at holiday boutiques. We represented our school for the first time in middle school, whether it was at a music competition at Dorney Park or on the fields playing the sports we love. First field trips, first field days, and our first, and hopefully last, pandemic. I encourage you to cherish all your firsts just as much as the lasts, because they are just as important. As we all move into a new chapter in our lives, whether it's college, trade school, military service, or just some time to find yourself, I wish you all the best of luck in all your new firsts. I challenge you to continue to inspire others in your future and to always make the best of your situation. Thank you for sharing some of your firsts and lasts with me and for teaching me what inspiration is. Once again, I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you and congratulations to us all. And let's always carry that EI pride in our hearts wherever we go.
Thank you, Shannon. At this time, I'd like to invite the co-presidents of the class of 2021 up to the podium, Enzo Ditta and Ryan Youngberg. They will be presenting to you the top 25 of the class of 2021. Students, as you hear your name called, please stand and remain standing until all 25 names have been announced. Audience, please hold your applause until all names have been called. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
First off, we have Taylor Casale going to The Ohio State University.
Danielle Cantanzari, Stony Brook University.
Stephen Chen, SUNY Buffalo.
Olivia Di Natale, Sacred Heart University.
Jordan Fasano, Binghamton University.
Emily Gargano, Suffolk Community College.
Marcus Higgins, Binghamton University.
Colin McCarthy, Binghamton University.
Michelle Mirabelli, Northeastern University.
Noel Nacarado, Miami University, Oxford.
Sophia Nelson, St. Joseph's College.
Kayla O'Hara, SUNY Cortland.
Vince Papillo, Northeastern University.
Olivia Pena, Stony Brook University.
Caroline Quast, Seton Hall University.
Caitlin Rice, American University.
John Rizzo, Adelphi University.
Sophia Chajewski, Fordham University.
Ryan Thompson, Dickinson College. Yeah, Thompson?
Marie Tohill, Muhlenberg College.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. Casey Turtell, Binghamton University.
Kimberly Turtell, Fordham University.
Erin Welch, Binghamton University.
Shannon Watica, Binghamton University.
Olivia Zhang, United States Naval Academy.
And that is all.
Thank you, Enzo and Ryan. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce you the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. John V. Dolan.
How about a nice big round of applause for Mr. Bernard, who didn't take any credit but has done so much. And before I have a lot of people out there who put a clock on me every time I start speaking, but I'd like to ask the Board of Education, President Carney, Vice President Zachary, Trustee Carpluck, and Walsh to please join me up here for 1 minute. We have just a special little something. Guys, these people really deserve applause. Stand right here. You know, unfortunately, due to personal reasons, Trustee Montori couldn't be here today. But it's interesting. You know, there are a lot of perks when you're on the Board of Education. You lose all of your free time. You can't go shopping in a supermarket in town or a drugstore in town. You can't go anywhere without somebody stopping you and asking you a question or dropping a problem on you. I will tell you, the pay, well, it's even worse. And if you're lucky enough to be president, see, as a board member, you get a lot of phone calls from me, but when you're the president, you get 2 and 3 phone calls a day because there might be an idea or something we're thinking about, or maybe we're going to do, or there might be a problem. You know, being on a Board of Education is such a rewarding job, but it can be so thankless. But take a look around, because 6 years ago, I came to East Islip, and the board, I joined with President Carney, and the board had one wish. All they wanted was the best for East Islip. All they wanted to do was give our students the technology, the tools to learn, to support the faculty, and give them the nicest facilities possible. Take a look around, folks. This place and this class, the class of 2021, was the first class to enjoy the new bathrooms, to fully enjoy the new fields, to benefit from the solar power that's on the roof. And there's still a lot more to come this summer. But none of that happens without leadership and without direction. And President Carney tried to give me one last order tonight. She said, this is about the kids, this is about the kids. And yes, it is. And Shannon and Taylor, you did a great job. Those speeches were amazing. Put a lot of pressure on me. But what I'd like you to do right now, and this would be really nice, if everybody got up, because Jess Carney has served 6 years. Her husband and her beautiful children are getting her back on July 1st. She gets her life back. But Jess has been served as president twice. But along with Mr. Carpluck, Mr. Zachary, Mrs. Walsh, and Mr. Montori, none of this would be possible. Every student now has a computer. Every classroom has a smart board. The teachers are energized to teach in a modern world. None of it happens without the vision of this Board of Education and the leadership of the people in front of you. And you know what? It would be really nice if everybody stood up and gave Mrs. Carney a nice big round of applause for all that's been done. And I'd be remiss if for those of you that don't know Mr. Montori, he's got a very distinctive voice. He's the guy that always says, hey, Mr. Dolan, I got one last question before we go home. When you see Phil in Pat's, please give him a hug, give him a high five, and thank Phil. Because, ladies and gentlemen, once again, all that we've done is not possible without the Board of Education. All right. Now I have to speak after Taylor and Shannon and Mr. Bernard's beautiful letter. For those of you that want to start the clock on me, start it now. I would like to say hello to my mother, my father, and Rita, my stepmom, who are watching from home, thanks to the wonders of technology that we have here in East Islip now. I owe a special debt of gratitude to 2 of my heroes, my brother Peter and my brother Paul. This has been a tough year. But as you're going to find out in a minute, anything that's worth it is tough. About 30 years ago, I was having my own personal crisis, pandemic. I was at a crossroads, struggling with where to go, what to do. Within 24 hours, and I am one of three, Irish triplets with less than 3 years apart. And both of my brothers called me. There was no texting, there was no emailing, and recommended a book that I should read to help me. Because growing up, that's one thing I got from my parents and my brothers. Reading is so important. But they recommended this book, and they said, John, it's going to help you. It's going to help you make a decision. It's going to lift you up. It's going to make you stronger. So I ran to Barnes & Noble and bought the book. The first line in the book is, life is difficult. I immediately thought, that's my brothers. They truly love me, and they're trying to kill me. Because who wants to read a book that starts out, life is difficult? The name of the book is Road Less Traveled. I'm not going to tell you it's my favorite book ever, but I will tell you this. It's the most important first page of a book that I've ever read. And when things seemed tough, I had a couple of things that kept me going. You folks in the audience, you students sitting here, you never wavered. You were very polite and supportive and said, hey, John V. Dolan, we got your phone call. And I kept reading the first page of that book. And it hit me a couple of days ago, because now I have to try to say something to you, the beautiful class of 2021. You, the class that has helped lead us through some very, very difficult times. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, life is not easy. Anything worth anything, you must earn. We have all learned just how strong and resilient we are this year. True joy comes from the sweat and satisfaction of the effort you make. Good, honest work and the people you meet along the way are the priceless gifts that you should treasure. You don't just get stronger by taking shortcuts. In fact, the harder you push yourself, the more exhilarating the feeling and the more success you will have. Did you ever hear a champion say, hey, I cut a few corners and boy, it was easy? Did you ever hear a successful person say, the less I'm pushed, the more I achieve? Winners, successful people, put in the time. They don't make excuses, and they certainly never give up, just the way the class of 2021 never gave up this year. Winners are relentless in the pursuit of the greater good. This past year, you were relentless in your quest to reunite safely and pursue your dreams. True greatness can only be achieved through the great struggle and sacrifice that is life. Based on that statement, I hereby declare the class of 2021 and all of your loved ones gathered near and far today as truly a great group. You all took the PCR test and passed with flying colors. You all have proven that you have the perseverance, the courage, and the resiliency to meet any challenge, any struggle, any evil that might rise up on the road we travel together, the road we call life. EI Pride is what makes you special. The foundation of EI Pride is cemented in a strong work ethic, the discipline to make good choices, the courage to do what is right, not what is easy, and an empathetic kindness and generosity towards others. When you were pushed to and beyond your limits this year, you simply rolled up your sleeves and went to work. In spite of often conflicting political rhetoric, you made good, empathetic choices. When tempted by the easy road, you rejected selfishness and embraced the greater good. And most of all, you cared for each other, you respected each other, and made it possible for all of us to be here today. Congratulations again to the great class of 2021. We are extremely proud of all you have accomplished. We truly appreciate the courageous leadership you have displayed. When faced with evil, adversity, and an uncertainty of, at times, epic proportions, you simply smiled and said, there is nothing we can't accomplish as long as we stay strong, stay hungry for the greater good, stay positive, and most of all, you stayed together. East Islip is and will always be your home. Wherever the road takes you, please stay in touch and know we are always here for you. And we do look forward to hearing about all your adventures. Please never forget what growing up with EI Pride has taught you. When life gets difficult, EI simply rolls up its sleeves and we work harder. When evil tries to rise up, EI simply smiles and says, no, 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 not on my watch, not on our watch. And when someone needs us, we rally EI strong together to help each other. And now, we have one last wish for you. And the following is, please go out into the world, chase your dreams, get up early and work hard. Build a home full of love, empathy, caring, laughter, and yes, even a few tears. Choose a career path you love, a path that allows you to get up every morning excited to make the world around you a better place. Whatever it is, choose a path where you can make others better. When the day is done, you return to that home filled with love, caring, laughter, and the occasional tear. Create that full circle, that balance in your life. Never take that circle for granted. Work hard to create it, always nurture it, respect it, and appreciate it. Always be passionate and empathetic wherever you go. Always be willing to help, especially those less fortunate. Ladies and gentlemen, that is EI Pride. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a true recipe for success. You know we love you. We will always be here to support you. Congratulations on this great accomplishment. There's so many more days like this ahead. Good luck to all of you. May your tomorrows always be the best day yet. God bless you forever, and EI Pride forever. Good night. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Dolan. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Board of Education President, Mrs. Jessica Carney.
All right, those are some tough speeches to follow. I don't speak very much except for at board meetings, so thank you, Mr. Bernard, thank you, Mr. Dolan. On behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations, class of 2021. You are each the captain of your own success, ready to set sail. Each of you gets to choose if you remain in harbor or travel to a new destination. Sometimes the wind in your sails will be ideal. The blue sky as perfect as it is tonight. But when it is cloudy and the seas are choppy, stay strong and positive with your eyes on the horizon toward your next port. You have the navigational tools from your time here in East Islip that prepared you. Keep the beacon of East Islip, your hometown, in your heart. Choose your crew carefully and surround yourself with family and friends that will support your successes or your change in direction. Graduation today, with all of us here together, gives rise to so many emotions. It's bittersweet for me as I complete my service to our community on the school board. It's been an honor to work with each member of the board and administration. Through the cooperation and commitment, these stewards have demonstrated an important life lesson that when you surround yourself with hardworking, positive people, momentum builds within yourself and your community and carries you through both the calm waters and the rough seas. I'm blessed to have my own wonderful crew, my family, which includes my daughter Deirdre, who's graduating today with the class of 2021. It's heartwarming to see so many community members who are also fellow East Islip alum celebrating the next generation of East Islip. I can only hope that in the years to come, that one of you within the class of 2021 may stand here in your hometown, sharing your EI pride with the next generation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Carney. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Superintendent Dolan, Board of Education President Mrs. Carney, and members of the East Islip Board of Education, I hereby certify to you that the students sitting before you have met or exceeded the requirements set forth by New York State to graduate East Islip High School. I'd like to ask the Board of Education and Superintendent Dolan, as well as my assistant principals, to join me on the field as we begin the presentation.
Shannon Wadaka. Taylor Casali. Enzo Dita. Ryan Youngberg. Julia Lapano. Casey Turtel. Marie Tohill. Sophia Wurst. Giselle Ardiano. Taylor Hornung. Jordan Quillen. Eric Peterson. Cody Solomon. Chris Uraro. Elizabeth Stewart. Tyler Anatra. Nicole Piazza. Noel Giordano. Ahmed Abdelbaki. Gabrielle Agro. Kelsey Alba. Nicholas Allen. Harry Allen. Akemi Amato. Logan Andreessen. Jacob Aarons. Alexander Ayub.
Joshua Banville. Matthew Barra. Savannah Baserap. Lucas Bates. Thomas Bayruther. Gregory Beaumont. Rebecca Bells. Nicholas Bentrowitz. Cassie Bergen. Megan Birmingham. Dylan Batansis. Brett Billerbeck. Leah Bloom. Lily Bocamazzo. John Bocalupo. Brett Bonner. Devin Bodrin. Kayla Brabender. Jillian Bradley. Lucas Brass. Emma Brummerlow. Kieran Buckholtz. Rachel Boudram. Luke Bequiccio. Faith Calabrese. John Calabrese. Robert Camlet. Robert Campanaro. Yeah. Okay.
Melissa Cannon. Vincent Canizio. Alyssa Carey. Peter Carino. Isabella Carlozzi. Deirdre Carney. Carlo Carone. William Carpluck. Adriana Carreras. Danielle Catanzarite. Nicholas Cerrito. Stephen Chen. Juliana Chilemi. Louis Cinquamani. Aiden Collier. Michael Cologne. Carrie Comer. Everlease Connolly. Kylie Conway. Jason Conzo. Ryan Cooper. Brooke Costigan. Julian Covarrubias. Pedro Cruz. Brianna Choban.
Alexa Catrone. Joseph Diacunto. Gio Denisi. Elias Daniello. Peyton DeTero. Olivia Di Natale. Antonio Di Tommaso. David Dreyer. Kayla Edel. Taylor Edel. Lucas Earhard. Daniel Esmus. Amanda Esposito. Jordan Fasano. Christopher Fabrero. Hannah Feeney. Matthew Fain. April Ferrandino. Ryan Feremi. Christina Fumara. Jack Flynn. Thomas Franzese. Alexandra Frazier. Mia Frazita. Sophia Frigiola. Ashley Fuchsman. Jennifer Garcia. Emily Gargano.
Megan Garnett. Maxwell Gerke. Joe Giannini. Rocco Gerantino. Ryan Glennon. Elizabeth Glynn. Amy Gonzalez. Anthony Graziano. Joseph Graziano. Marta Guevara Santos. Christian Giuliano. David Hernandez. Edward Herrera. Jake Hurling. Marcus Higgins. Peter Hopkins. Ryan Horney. Mackenzie Horton. Jessica Hovestad. Brendan Hughes. Christina Humph. Alexandra Hunter. Nicholas Ilari. Sean Jackson. Emma Jackets. Marwa Jalili. Brandon Janetti. Matthew Johnson.
Wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. Demi Kaladimos. Kelly Carlin. Juliana Keeney. Kelsey Kelleher. Justin Kelly. Deirdre Kennedy. Sarah Kahn. Mateo Kiesel. Megan Kim. Maggie King. Melissa Kinnear. Travis Clipp. Matthew Aparicio. Michaela Niesel. Anna Koch. Samantha Coslow. Haley Lamachia. Kenneth Landry. Aiden Lane. Nicholas LaRocca. Anthony Latore. Jaylene Law. Richard Lawrence III. Mia Lembo. Hannah Lemp. Anaya Lindsay. Annalie Lorenzo Martinez.
James Llewellyn. Andrew Lojo. Jillian Lopez. Shane Lyons. Jack Macaron. Kenny McCora. Dhananchen Mahendran. Brandon Mahone. Matthew Mahone. Sadia Malik. Sarah Manweiler. Nicolina Marcasello. Vincent Mariani. Alyssa Marino. Anthony Marino. Justin Martinez. Natalie Mavrich. Phoebe McCann. Colin McCarthy. James McGarry. Catherine McGaw. Megan McNulty. Kimberlyn Mesa. Mitchell Myers. Alyssa Michaels. Dan Milanico.
Ready? Kaylee Miller. Madeline Miller. Michelle Mirabelli. Emma Missig. Melissa Molino. Natalie Molina. Danielle Montemarano. Gabriel Montijo. Jacob Morales. Natalie Morales. Isaiah Moran. Danielle Muroff. Matthew Murphy. Frank Nacarado III. Noel Nacarado. Rebecca Narvaez Mejia. Sophia Nelson. Emily Neary. Paul Neville. Ryan Norton. Julie Nunez. Clara O'Halloran. Kayla O'Hara. Melissa Olaya. Carlos Olaya. Ayana O'Neill. Mia Oquendo. Javier Orlana.
Evan Ostrowski. Brandon Palomba. Michael Panero. Vincent Panapinto. Lawrence Panico III. Brian Panker. Vince Papillo. Joseph Parisi. Joseph Pasalacqua. Olivia Paz. Olivia Pena. Michaela Penafiel. Vincent Pepe. Daniel Perez. Gigi Perone. Sarah Piccinini. Leah Pichardo. Emily Puglisi. Dylan Purdy. Caroline Quast. Kelly Quincy. Joseph Rasso. Trevor Regan. Caitlin Riley. Nicole Ranganeski. Megan Reynolds. Caitlin Rice. Eric Rivera.
I see my people, so we're at the end of the alphabet. If I see faces, I know we're in the R's.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going.
Yeah.
Kevin Rivera. John Rizzo Jr. Brooke Rizzuto. Charles Rosenberg. Anthony Rosano. Emily Rotkamp. Kira Rumfola. Samantha Ryan. Matthew Sandler. Emma Sasso. Jessica Sauer.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Nicole Sauer. Katie Schaefer. Kevin Schwarzschwart. Jacqueline Sciano. Jack Schlichting. Katie Schock. Lily Scholl. Samantha Siebert. Robert Sell. Gavin Senft. Dylan Squillia. AJ Scher. Cami Shaw. Haley Sheehan. Matthew Shields Jr. Ariana Silverman. Hannah Smalley.
Ryan Smith. Isabella Snyder. Nicholas Spimeni. Kylie Sperling. Andrew Stanzione. Jonathan Stanzione. Stephen Stassi. Anna Stauber. Cassidy Stein. Jason Stein. Sophia Strajewski. Dominic Sturts. Caitlin Surace. Olivia Taramina. Mia Tardy. Nicholas Tedesco. Cody Tadone. Joshua Terhune. Joshua Teasy. Ryan Thompson. Andrew Timmons. Kieran Tohill. Joelle Thomasone. Olivia Trulick. Connor Cherkukis. Kimberly Turtel. Naishwan Upal. Jake Vandenberg.
Joshua Vasquez. Emma Vecchio. Nicholas Vitrano. Colin Villano. Joshua Vogel. John Walsh. Michael Walsh. Erin Welch. Jeffrey Wills. Joseph Yacarino. Tyler Zimbricki. Olivia Zhang. Jason Zimmerman.
At this time, it is my pleasure to reintroduce the co-presidents of the class of 2021, Enzo Ditta and Ryan Youngberg, to deliver the farewell address. Ryan, you going first? You have it? Be good.
Hi, Mom. Hello and goodbye to the class of 2021 and all the supportive people in the crowd with us today. How do I write one speech that's supposed to sum up the last 12 years in East Islip? Well, that's a great question, but luckily I really only need to talk about 11 since we missed a year. So here it goes. To the first class lucky enough to receive such excellent Chromebooks to stare at in bed, I would like to congratulate all of us for even sitting here today. We did it. We made it to the point some of us really didn't think we were going to be in 2021. Even me, I was a bit worried that this would be virtual instead. Well, let me rephrase that. I was a bit relieved that I might not have to talk in front of this entire grade, only because I know my friends would never let it go if I tripped up the podium or stuttered in the middle of this. Anyway, 4 years ago was the first day of freshman year, and it was probably one of the scariest days of my life. I must admit, I did cry in the bathroom because I was so stressed out and worried I had no idea where I was going. But look at me now, in front of the entire class. Freshman year feels like just yesterday. Our first pep rally, our first homecoming, every first high school event you waited for was finally here. We watched that year's graduating class as if it meant nothing at the time, and it was just time for them to go anyway. I know in my head I never imagined that being us or looking that grown up in the hallways, but that year was the year my sister graduated. I went to her graduation and again didn't process that one day I'd really be sitting there. I was more worried that I'd be the last person to walk out just like her because of our wonderful last name, Youngberg. Then I began hearing speeches and I said to my dad I wanted to make a speech at graduation. And he then broke the news to me that I would never be valedictorian, so I better make a good president. Anyway, here I am beside the kids I've grown up with, had many firsts, many lasts with, but most importantly created most memorable years of my life with. We went from planning upperclassmen senior day to being the ones waiting outside to run in. We were probably the only class that got banned from field trips in 8th grade, but I think that shows character. Now, many people say these are the best years of our lives. I happen to disagree with this only because we don't know what's really ahead, so how can we say this is the best? Did we have the best possible experience? Some maybe, others not. I know I did, but this is just a small part of the big world we haven't even seen yet. And until I'm 100 in a hospital bed, I won't be able to say these are the best years of my life. There is such a large world outside of East Islip. Although East Islip has taught us so much, given us lifelong friends, and is the place we consider home, this is not the only home you will ever have. I really don't know how else to address this besides writing directly to my classmates, so here I go. Dear class of 2021, I hope you experience something bigger, something new, and something that scares you every day. Leaving this beautiful island in town is a scary thing to do, but please push yourselves in the future to see more and do more. You will grow, flourish, and have no regrets. I know not all of us have the same path after high school, but whatever you do, go for it with your best foot forward and always know East Islip has your back. I promised myself I wouldn't make this cliche or sad, but outside these amazing egg sandwiches, pizza, and Robert Moses Beach, there is the next chapter of our lives. While we would dearly miss our Friday night football games, gym volleyball, after-school sports, clubs, and groups, and of course the people we are most comfortable with, the show must go on. I thank each and every one of my classmates for all the love, laughs, and memories that this school has brought to me. It would be a lie to sit here and say that we are one big happy family, but it'd be a bigger lie to say that we haven't made the most out of these great and more difficult years while supporting one another. Now I ask you to look at each side of you and congratulate one another. Everyone sitting here has the potential to offer the world. Now what you do with your potential is on you. At some point you may fail, only for you to show yourself that you can get back up, because getting everything handed to you will not prepare you for what's ahead. Hard work, that's what East Islip has taught us. Now go use this in the real world. And lastly, I want to thank our class advisors, Ms. Boucher and Ms. Quigley, who I love so much, and administration, all our teachers and coaches. We have been greatly impacted by all of you, and lastly, our parents. Thanks for not letting us drop out. Love you all.
All right, we're almost done. Before I begin, I'd just like to say that my speech is a little bit less because, let's be honest, we're all hot and we all want to get out of here. Amen. Mr. Dolan, Mrs. D'Aversa, Mr. Seifert, Mr. Bernard, and the Board of Education, staff administrators, teachers, mothers, mom, fathers, dad, grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, uncles, cousins. But to put it briefly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this graduation ceremony. All of us here today, hundreds of people, it's about time. Are celebrating the class of 2021 as we move forward through our lives. This is a landmark day. Everything we have done has led to this point. Passing our elementary, middle, and high school years has been a big part of our lives. Seeing how we were there every September to June for 12 years, the impact it has had on us is momentous, and its memories will be carried with us for the rest of our lives. How did we get to the celebration? I know many people are asking that question today as if it was a shock. What? We're going to graduate in 4 years, 4 months, 4 days? It came slowly, but before you knew it, we were getting ready to wear our graduation robes and host graduation parties. To answer that question, I believe it can be broken up into 3 parts. The first, our school district. It could not be done without our district supervisors, our superintendent, the secretaries, and the principals. For me, I had Principal Mrs. Nacarado at RCK. For middle school, we all had Mr. Bernard, and for high school, we all had Mr. Bernard. It is giving us the opportunity to achieve our education that without these people from our school district, we could not advance in our lives. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to achieve our education. And a big round of applause for that. The second, our family. It is certain that without our family, each and every one of us would not be different from everyone else. Our families have shaped us to be the best we can be. From our families, we attain personalities that are unique to ourselves. I have my mom, dad, and my grandpa to thank for that one. And to my mom and dad, thank you for all that you have done for me, both. It truly does mean a lot. And also my brother Antonio and my grandparents, James and Andita, and Cesare and Potenza Policaro. We're almost done. Third and finally, and by the far most important, ourselves. Yes, it is important to realize that we have achieved this by our own actions and choices. We all have ourselves to thank, that we never gave up, and are striving to achieve higher ambitions than ever before. With all of that being said, let us look to the future with ambition and the readiness to learn more. But by doing so, look back upon how you got there, from our school, our family, and ourselves. Never forget where you came from, and I am excited to see where we are all going. Sincerely, Enzo Ditta.
Thank you, Enzo. Thank you, Ryan. Congratulations to the class of 2021. In a moment, I'll ask graduates to stand and we'll move the tassel from our right to our left. After our administration and the board will lead our class out, and we will recess back to the high school. And I'd ask all the spectators to please remain seated as we exit the field. As my last official act as principal for the class of 2021, I ask the graduates to please stand for the final tradition of this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, now please take your tassel that is on the right side of your cap and move it to the left side. May I present to you the newest alumni of the East Islip High School, the class of 2021. We're going to walk out. You're going to lead us out.